let's make a deal. I'm going to make another Raiders mock draft video, but only, and if only, this one gets 2,000 likes. So I always ask y'all, hey, what kind of videos do you want to see? And when I was checking my DMs on IG, the most common answer was this, a Raiders mock draft. So if this video gets 2,000 likes, I'm going to make another Raiders mock draft real soon. No matter the location, from O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider. Raider Nation, what's going on? You are watching the Raiders Report, and on today's show, I'm doing a Raiders mock draft, full 7 rounds. We're going to start in round 1. We're going to debate on who the Raiders should take at number 17 overall. We're going to debate who they should take in the second round, 48 overall, and then I'm going to walk you through why I picked each guy and some of the guys later on in the rounds. I think I got some pretty good value here. So the first round pick that they got is pick 17, 48, 81, and 112. As a reminder, the Raiders could get an extra 5th round pick. They got to figure out what's going to happen with Takk McKinley. If you keep Takk, you don't get the comp 5th pick. Where I did this mock draft, so you all know, is on Pro Football Network's Draft Simulator. If y'all want to go make your own mock drafts, please go ahead and do it. I encourage you to. It's a lot of fun. Plus, there's trades involved as well. So at pick number 17, the Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock, and they should go with, you got to pick from one of these 4 guys here. So what I did was I tried to find the top 4 dudes that I like the most at pick number 17. Christian Darrisaw, offensive tackle from Virginia Tech. Zaven Collins, linebacker from Tulsa. Gregory Rosseau, defensive end, type GR. Or Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, the linebacker from Notre Dame. Get your votes in. And at pick number 17, I went with, give me some Gregory Rosseau. And now, for a lot of you, you're probably like, yeah, I'm not too surprised. But you guys know how much of a fan I am of Rosseau, who I'll say is probably the best 4-3 defensive end in this year's draft class. Like, the Raiders need to still go out and get a guy who can still blitz the edge and still be a solid defender. Like, I understand Cleveland Ferrell wants to play on the outside, but if you could put him at DT, put Rosseau and Crosby on the outside, you can get after some quarterbacks, which is exactly what he did at Miami. Did he sit out this past year? Yes. But at 6'6", 260 pounds, he has all the physical traits, he has the physical length, and he has the athletic ability. Plus, he's also going to put up the numbers. 15.5 sacks, that's why I went with Rosseau. If you disagree with me, though, seriously, go down in the comments and let me know. Let's go now to the second round, pick number 48. If these 4 players were on the board, who would you go with? Would you go with Jevon, Holland, safety from Oregon, type JH? Maybe go Davion Nixon, defensive tackle from Iowa, DN. Asante Samuel Jr., cornerback from Florida State, type AS, or Terrace Marshall Jr., wide receiver from LSU, TM. And with the 48th pick, the Las Vegas Raiders in the second round, Mike Mayock, he's calling the phone. Who are they going to go with? I'm going to take Jevon Holland, the safety out of Oregon. For those of you that don't know, Holland's one of the players that I've been a lot higher than a lot of other people on. Another player who didn't decide to play in 2020, but 9 interceptions his first 2 seasons as a freshman and as a sophomore. And I know how much this Raiders team still wants to be versatile. You can play him all over the football field, like safety. He also does a little bit of work in the nickel. Remember when the Raiders brought in this guy named LaMarcus Joyner? They wanted him to be this Swiss Army knife. That's what you're going to be able to get out of Holland, a Swiss Army knife. And in round 2, I'll tell you what, I am all about that value. Now, if you guys want more videos around Raiders mock drafts, maybe some free agency and a whole lot more, please go ahead and hit that big red button that says subscribe. We're dropping a new video on the channel every single day. I know it's the offseason for some. It's not the offseason for us. The other thing I want you to check out after this video, my Raiders first-round draft targets. The fact that I was able to get Rosseau and Holland, who both are actually featured in this video, I was pretty ecstatic about. So go check out the video after you get done watching this one, my Raiders first-round draft targets. Let's go to round 3 now. Marvin Wilson, defensive tackle out of Florida State. When I first started looking at a lot of tape of defensive tackles, Marvin Wilson was actually the dude that I liked the most. Why? He's got all these athletic traits. He is a physical beast. However, it does concern me a little bit, and the reason why I now have Christian Barmore as my number 1 DT is because there's at times Marvin gets a little bit lazy. Now, he's at 6'5", 305 pounds, and after a little bit of a down year at Florida State where there just wasn't a lot of productivity, the defensive line I don't really think played all that well. You could say that, oh, it's because of the shortened year, oh, it's because of COVID. I don't like making excuses, but when you go back and watch his tape as a junior, 8.5 sacks, a lot more tackles for loss. Like, he was flying all over the football field. That's the guy that I want. If I am guaranteed the Marvin Wilson I saw as a junior, that's a guy definitely worth drafting in the 3rd round, especially at defensive tackle, which is a major, major need for this Raiders team. Another major need for all y'all, I don't know about you, I wake up for playoff Sunday, I got that itch. The itch, the only way I can scratch it is by going down and putting a bet down. Go to chatsports.com/Raiders. My boss is pointing at the gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. I don't care. I do have a little bit of a problem, but I like doing it. It's fun to me. And with the deposit bonus, you realistically have nothing to lose. Like, imagine a world, right? Imagine a world where you buy something for $100 and they give you $125 for free to bet with. Like, there's nothing that y'all can lose. Have some fun. Throw some money around. That's what the deposit bonus is for. Raiders 125 is how you get hooked up. And again, chatsports.com/Raiders. If y'all have any questions on how to get started, hit me up on IG. I'm at Mitchell Renz 365. Let's go to the 4th round here of this Raiders mock draft. Paulson Adebo. So another player opted out of the 2020 season. I'm just now realizing apparently I don't want anybody that played this past year. The reason why I like Adebo is because when I did a lot of mock drafts back in 2019, one of the most common names to actually be drafted in the 1st round and projected to go to the Las Vegas Raiders was Adebo out of Stanford. And I remember Mel Kiper, the very first mock he did, Adebo to the Las Vegas Raiders. Like, when I saw that at pick, or actually it was in the 2020 draft, my mistake, at pick number 12, I was like, okay, this guy must be really good. And he had an okay year in 2019, 33 tackles, 10 PBUs, 4 interceptions. But the tape that he put up as a freshman, that was spectacular. I mean, I'm talking like 17 pass breakups, 4 interceptions, over 60 tackles, and he is built to be an outside corner. If Damon Arnett doesn't work out, this is another player that has, I believe, a lot of upside. And in the 4th round, if you're just looking for a little bit of depth, why not? Go ahead and give him a shot, even though he does get burned here and there. Let's go to the round 5, pick number 146, Haskell Garrett. This actually, out of all the picks that I have, I'm not going to say it's my favorite, but out of the late round, day 3 picks, this is my favorite pick here. Why? He is undersized. I get it. But if you want a guy that reminds me a lot of Mo Hurst, where everyone was like, oh, he's undersized, he's not going to be able to play at the NFL level, he's going to drop. That's everything that I see in Garrett. The one thing that you can't teach, and I think Max Crosby does this very well, is heart and just never giving up. That's what Garrett was really able to do for Ohio State this year. Now, he didn't get a lot of playing time because, again, it's Ohio State, but he is a very good defensive tackle, and he's from Las Vegas. So why not bring him back home? You need defensive tackle. You need to continue to build that D-line. That's why I ended up going with Garrett. So go ahead and give me an NFL draft sleeper. When I consider a draft sleeper, it's a player that's going to get taken on day 3. So imagine a prospect taken on in the 5th round, the 6th round, 7th round. I was just going to say like a guy like Max, but he was taken in the 4th. Maybe he's a little bit different because of how much, better he's been. But seriously, I'm curious. The other reason why I want you to do this, I want to be able to watch tape on guys. I've really only gone into maybe like my top 100 players. So the farther and farther I go back, the more and more help I'm going to need. So go down in the comments. Let me know some players that I should go ahead and watch some film on. Let's go to the 6th round here. Paris Ford, 176, safety out of Pitt. I'll tell you what, man. I was really, really surprised that in this draft simulator, Ford lasted to the 6th round. If I'm being honest with you, I think he's more of a 4th round type of talent. I think he can be a starting caliber like safety. And if you can find a starter in the 6th round, you jump over that every single day of the week. He's got great athletic traits. The issue with Ford is he's a little bit of a seesaw. Like, there are some plays where you watch him and you're like, oh, this guy's legit. He's got all the tools. And you can see it in his career. 6 INTs, 4 pass breakups, 93 tackles. But he also's got a little bit of Jonathan Abram in him where you're like, well, that was a great play. And then on the very next play, you're like, dude, what are you doing? That's what Paris Ford does. Hopefully, you get some, good coaching underneath his belt. Hopefully, you work some veterans as well, and you can really live up to that hype. But in the 6th round, I was really, really excited about that pick. Now, I appreciate everyone who always hits me up on IG. I appreciate everyone that said, hey, do a Raiders mock draft. But, that's why I always tell you all to hit me up. Let's talk some Raiders. Tell me some other draft picks you're looking for. And if you want to go ahead and do your own mock draft, DM me. I'll grade it at Mitchell Renz 365. All right, the last player here, Javian Hawkins, round 7, pick 212. Taking a little bit of a flyer on a dude because when I'm looking at some of the moves that the Raiders could make, if the Raiders decide to move on from Jalen Richard, they save $3.5 million. Devontae Booker, he's a free agent running back. Let's just say the Raiders don't want to spend a lot of money. Why not go out and find a potential Jalen Richard replacement? Is he as good of a pass catcher? No. Is he as good of a pass blocker? Not even close. But he is a fun dude to watch when the football is in his hands. Like, he reminds me a lot of Jerick McKinnon from his athletic ability, from his able to make cuts and get up the field really quick. And the way that Louisville used him is kind of the way that I would like the Raiders once in a while to break out some of those plays where it's 3rd and goal or 3rd and 2, and you're like, all right, here comes a boring old Gruden play. No. Go out and get yourself somebody like a Javian Hawkins who can go inside, he can go outside, run these fun little sweep plays. So that's why I ended up taking him in round 7. So let's wrap up this Raiders mock draft. This is my first edition. I'm sure, at least I'm hoping, I will do more. So Gregory Rosseau, he was my first pick at number 17. Then I went safety to Jevon Holland. Marvin Wilson, defensive tackle. Paulson Adebo, the cornerback out of Stanford. And then my day 3 picks here. Haskell, Garrett, defensive tackle from Ohio State. Paris Ford, safety out of Pittsburgh, and Javian Hawkins, running back out of Louisville. So that's my first edition mock draft here. The Raiders Report, it's about the nation. So I don't want you guys to be easy on me. Be tough, because I would be tough on you. I expect more from this team, and I want you to expect the most out of me. So grade my Raiders mock draft, A, B, C, D, or F.